And yo, what is up, everyone, and welcome back to another Tavern Gossip podcast, the return of Tavern Gossip. Now, if you missed the first episode, you can find it wherever this is uploaded. If it's on YouTube, link in the description below. If it's on Spotify, just go through the list. If it's on SoundCloud, go through the list of the playlist. But thank you for tuning in once again and listening. In today's podcast, we're going to be joined with Destroyen, my friend. He's been a friend of mine for a long time. You will recognize him from the earlier episodes of the podcast, which you can still listen to on SoundCloud and now on Spotify. But the old ones I won't bring over to YouTube. Just I don't even know if I have the old podcasts on my PC anymore. So they're on the internet. If they ever get removed from the internet somehow, they're gone. And we're going to be covering the topics. Now, I didn't even realize the Game Awards was happening tonight. I didn't realize exactly what it was until it happened. And they revealed quite a few things here, which kind of made me feel like in 2020, the Game Awards essentially was E3 that did not happen, and Sony and Microsoft did the reveals. So we're just gonna cover, since it's Tez, we like to watch anime. He does do some reading here and there. We're gonna ask him if he's reading anything, but we're gonna cover anime, what he's been up to in 2020 outside of gaming, because he says he hasn't been gaming a lot, and then we're gonna dive into the top anime for the year, because he's gonna have to choose one of those three. And if I can remember whatever I watched a lot this year. I don't know what my top three would be, or even top one. And then we're gonna dive into the Game Awards, which just finished wrapping up about 15 minutes ago, and they dropped some pretty cool information, pretty juicy tidbits that I would like to talk about. So, Taz, hello, how you doing?
Hi.
All right.
Um, uh, well, I have been gaming actually.
Oh, okay.
I've been playing Pokemon on my Switch.
Ooh, it's a good choice.
Yeah, I finally got back into it. I barely played it when I first got it, but now I've been playing it and I've been enjoying it a fair amount. It's a lot of grind for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been grinding out levels and whatnot, and
Yeah.
Um, it's a lot of nostalgia because I played the original Red Pokemon Red
Mm-hmm.
back how long? 20 years ago,
Yes.
I
Something like
guess
that.
that was something like that, and it's a little nostalgia for me, and I enjoy it with this new technology. It's a lot different now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like Dynamax. I'm I'm still trying to figure that out if I enjoy that concept or not. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I mean, yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
I think Dynamax is gonna be like this iteration's niche thing that they do, and they probably won't show
Yeah.
up in the next one because we don't have do we have the Mega Evolutions in this one? I don't think so.
I
I think
don't.
Dynam I
I'm
think
not there yet.
if I
I
remember
hope. Yep.
correctly, I don't remember. It's been a minute since I played through it, and I apologize
Mhm,
if I forget. But I know some of them when you
mhm,
Dynamax them, they change a little bit, and I just don't remember if they had the power anyway. But this could be just because it's exclusive to the Galar region. That I do remember that in the story. This Dynamaxing
mhm,
is exclusive to this region. So unless they go
mhm,
back into this region, I don't think they're going to do that again. On the topic,
mhm.
on the note of leveling up, I feel like they made it a lot easier with the raids. Is that what you've been doing? You said you were grinding out levels. Have you been doing the raids and just using XP candy? That's all I did.
Yeah, I've been doing the well stuff and getting the candies and shoving them on, and pretty much just trying to keep ahead of the leveling curve or
Mm-hmm.
for each boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not very far into it. Uh, I'm at that gothic city with all the dragon motif. You know what I'm talking about with the black walls and everything
Mm-hmm.
around. What is it? Path 4. I've only killed 3 bosses. That's what I'm basically. Yes, I'm 3 bosses in, and I'm on path 4. Not too far into it, but yeah.
Okay, okay.
doing that. It's all right. It's not the same Pokemon as I'm used to. The last one I played um, completely through was Black and White. I played Pokemon Black. So that's the last one I did a full clear of. And before that, the last one I did was probably Silver. So I'm off and on with Pokemon, but I'm back into it, enjoying it. Very good.
Okay. So what anime
Hmm.
have you been watching this year? You told me before we started you were watching 3
Yes,
this year so far.
I'm up to date on Mahoka. I don't.
Is that the brother sister one?
Yes, that's I think the English title is Irregular at a Magical High School.
Okay, okay. Because I remember at the
And
time that one came out,
yeah.
there was another one similar to that, and it was another dude that he excelled at like melee
Mm-hmm.
magic, like with a
Mm-hmm.
sword, and
I
it was
yeah,
like very similar titles, and I always got them confused. Which I
I know
like that one more than the other one, but I enjoyed them both.
I know what you're talking about, but that show stopped and Mahoka has been going on. There was a movie I think a year and a half ago that came out, which was meh.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
It it's okay, but this series has been good, but it's highly complex, and I can get into that a little bit later if you want to go into the other shows
Hmm.
that I've been watching.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Let's go ahead and So you were watching Irregular Magic, so Mahoka.
Hmm. And I, of course, I've been watching Haikyuu.
Ah, yes, the volleyball one.
Hmm.
Good one.
I need my sports anime. I always
Mm-hmm.
do.
You didn't
Whenever
pick up the rock climbing one, huh?
I did not see a rock climbing one.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
can
it's
send me a link later.
it's
It's
not
not
my
good.
cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. I mean, in my eyes, it's not good. I'm not saying it's bad to anyone
Is
that
it
did like it, but to me,
is
it's
it
not good.
better than the show about street running? Because I watched that whole
Bro, I
series.
did not know there was one about street running.
You didn't see that one?
Oh,
Oh,
oh, oh.
that one's fun.
Oh, man.
It's a bit much with the BL sometimes, but
Hmm.
it's fun
Okay.
if
And
anybody knows what BL means.
okay, and the next one.
Um, um, Don Machi, of course, Don Machi.
Ah, slime.
Is it wrong to pick up girlfriends
Oh, that
on?
one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Yeah.
Yep, that's back. It's back again.
I kind of like fell off halfway through season 2 because they were like, "Oh, we gotta save the hooker,"
Right.
and that was the story. I'm just like, I'm like,
Yes.
I'm out of here because I felt like it was just dragging on with that part of the story too long. I'm just like, no thanks.
The you may be hooked the second you start watching the first episode with how this one goes.
Season 3.
Yes, you
Okay,
may
so
be
I just
hooked
gotta bear
right at
through
the
season
start.
2,
Mm,
the rest of season 2, or can I just like
kind.
can I just kind of
You
like,
can skip through it.
okay, all right, so
You
background noise it is.
um a lot of it is season two was a battle for domain. Basically, it was a god versus god war,
Yeah.
and the main character was stuck in the middle of it, and that got settled pretty much. But season three is completely different, and it's a lot headier and more drama and stuff you need to think about. I'm trying to avoid spoilers
Right, right,
with
right.
my wordage, but uh, it's different and more meaningful overall for the whole series. What they're dealing with,
Hmm. Okay.
right?
So, which one have you liked the most then, out of all 3 of those?
of course, it's Mahoka.
Ah,
Um, um,
go on.
I love Danmachi so much,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been slowly watching it because I've I still have like bad feelings about last season, like you were saying. Like I'm gonna wait and see until when it's all done and it's all played out. Then I'll continue watching it all. I've only been watching. It, I've watched like 4 episodes.
Okay.
It, wa- but the thing with Mahoka, it's extremely dense, and but I still want to know what's going on constantly because I know th- the story isn't gonna fail me.
Mm-hmm. That's always a good thing when anime returns. I just finally watched
Mhm.
Attack on Titans, the first episode, and
How is it?
I'm confused. Like I feel like it's been so long since the last one, and then they kind of
Right.
um we're but trying not to spoil anything if you haven't watched it yet.
No.
It's covering characters and it's covering like you catch us early on. It's like the past. So I'm like, why are we covering the past events and for how long and what's the point? So I until the arc proceeds and progresses, I won't know
Yeah.
exactly what I'm supposed to be getting out of this.
I have a question.
Is it going to come down to oh the Titans were misunderstood and that's why a war started
Right.
or
D- Um.
subjugation, classic subjugation. We don't want to be subjugated anymore. I have no
hmm
idea. So
My question is, do you feel the thing in the past, is it filler or is it build up? How do you feel it is?
I mean,
Like what is it?
I don't think it's filler. This is the final season. I don't believe there's
So
filler
so it's build up towards the final.
towards why everything's happening
Okay.
or what happened in the now.
hmm Okay.
So,
That's good.
and now the big topic we're actually going to dive into cuz this is going to take a lot of our time.
Oh.
Um well, it's going to be the main topic cuz we went we went ahead and talked about the anime. We went ahead and talked about the
hmm
topic. I can't even think of the top anime. I was trying to think while you were talking about yours and I've watched
Mm.
so many and I just none
Do
of
you have
them
a
really like stick out hard. Like nothing super new sticks out really hard. And
well,
there are a couple of them I'm still like kind of watching through right now.
were you watching something old that
I
sticks
mean,
out, or what were you doing?
I
Because something old is still good if
I don't
people
I don't
haven't.
I don't I don't know what ended because when COVID hit this year, I don't know what in the world ended. Right?
Kingdom ended.
Because the spring hit. I stopped watching that a long time ago. The spring hit and everything got delayed. So anything that rolled over, I have no idea. I don't
Mm,
remember. Like I just spring was a blur for anime. Spring was just if I ran out of
right.
episodes to watch, that was it. I just waited, and it took a long time. And I started
Yeah.
watching the remake of Digimon nostalgia. I was like, oh, the animation looks nice, and they kind of try to get more creative with the battles, but there's only so much they could do with Digimon, just like with Pokemon. There's only so much
Mm-hmm.
they could do with the battles. Some Pokemon can have epic battles because, well, production value
Mm-hmm.
and the design of the character. Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee could probably make like an awesome epic fight where you get someone like right on, and it's just like you're gonna watch a sumo wrestler fight whatever it's gonna fight. So,
mm-hmm. Are
so
you watching the new Digimon?
it's the remake. It's a reboot.
Oh,
It's a reboot,
this
Tess. This is a reboot.
Digimon Adventure is a reboot.
Yes, it is I believe it's a reboot.
Hmm.
So the new
Oh.
stuff, there's still a movie that's supposed to come out, but again, everything got delayed and pushed behind, and then Digimon Survive was supposed to happen, and now that's been delayed. So there's a lot of stuff going on there.
I'm looking at a review.
So I
Up
can't really,
episode 27 right now.
yeah, I can't really think of any. There's like no, like just started God of High School. I watched Tower of God, and that was all right. And
Oh, I have episode of Got a High School downloaded. How is it?
the first one,
Yeah.
I thought it was all right. It's interesting.
Oh,
Uh, I
mm, is
it.
it worth watching? That's what. That's
I
what I
mean,
want to
I
hear.
maybe I guess I think it's worth. I
Investing
think it's
time.
worth checking out. I suppose. I was
What
watching it.
is it?
Just fighting to see
Oh,
who's the
okay.
strongest. Like literally
Uh,
starts off. That's it. There you go. Who's the strongest out of a bunch of high school kids? I suppose.
okay.
Um. So it was interesting. As far as action goes, I don't mind just having an anime that's just solid action. Like season 1 of One Punch was a lot of him just punching things into oblivion, which was fine for me. And then season 2 was a lot of
Yeah,
other
but there was
things, and I didn't like that. There was
One
other
Punch
things
Man
in there, but
had a lot of jokes and
yeah.
slapstick in
So
between to lighten up the show.
they didn't
In
know. They
in
don't need to lighten it
between,
up. Just keep it dark, keep it gritty, Batman style, Dark Knight.
I no, I like his it's either apathy or ignorance to what is going on around him.
Hmm. Well, because he doesn't have to worry about anything, is my guess. Like he just nothing's gonna
No,
stop. Nothing's gonna stop him from going to the store, getting his groceries, and going home to an apartment complex that's surrounded by
because
monsters.
that's all he cares about,
Exactly, because that's all he
so
needs to care about.
and
He's the
everything else
strongest.
is in his way.
He's the strongest. Exactly, he's the strongest thing on the planet. So anyway, we're gonna dive into the Game
Okay.
Awards once again. We did say that the Game Awards just ended as we started the podcast. I pulled up a
Mhm.
website that covered all of the reveals. I really don't. No offense, I did check out the Game Awards. I am not worried about who won the Game Awards, nominees, and all that. I think the greatest game that I played this year, I covered in the last podcast, was Ghost of Tsushima. As of this date, right now, still, and I started Cyberpunk, it's Ghost of Tsushima. I played The Last of Us 2. I think those were the two in the running. I think Last of Us 2 won the Game Awards, but the
Probably.
Players' Choice Awards for the Game Awards was Ghost of Tsushima. And I'm with the player choice because
Mm,
I just thought they're both great in their own respect, but I thought
mhm,
Ghost of Tsushima was just a better game for me this year. It just did it. You
mhm,
know, I was already hooked by Samurai, right? Love that.
mm,
I post-apocalyptic world on Last of Us Part 2. Enjoy that. But
mhm.
Ghost of Tsushima just felt it felt like what Assassin's Creed has been missing for a long time. For a minute, just really because they've been, I don't know how to say it. I just know as a
Parse it out.
I well I just
Parse it out for me.
I don't know how to say it. I just know as a gamer I enjoy, I enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima more than Last of Us Part 2, and I feel like Assassin's Creed is kind of, maybe I've just kind of got accustomed or numb to the Assassin's Creed WoW when it first came out, because I loved the series when it came out. Black Flag was great, and then here and there it got better, and then it just kind of like drops off, you know. So anyway, the Game Awards announced, and they revealed quite a few tidbits and information. What is the first thing that sticks out for you, Tez, out of all the and anything you've seen or anything you read or have read or got pulled up? What is the number one thing that sticks out for you from the Game Awards that happened today?
Perfect. Perfect Dark is being rebooted.
Yes, I seen that, and that 64, right? And we haven't seen it since.
N64. It was the GoldenEye engine
Mm-hmm.
made by Rare Studios for the N64.
Rare. Donkey Kong
Rare,
Country
Stu-
Rare.
yes,
Oh,
Rare Studios
not
made
only
GoldenEye.
not only were they into crocodiles and gorillas, um,
Mm-hmm.
they wanted that first person shoot. Okay, I did not. I remember
And
renting that game from the movie store numerous
yeah,
times throughout the year. Just
and
so many
they
times.
had that thing you needed to shove in your N64
The
for
Rumble
like a
Pack.
graphics boost. No,
Oh, a graphics boost.
it went into the console. You don't
Oh
remember this?
no, we didn't have none of that. We
You
just had
may
the 64. We didn't even have rumble packs or.
there was a thing that went into the N64 while you played Perfect Dark
Hmm.
that made the game better, supposedly. But yeah, this may have been precursors for console enhancement.
Oh, okay,
Kind of
okay.
like it's kind of like what the fuck? What did Sega do? 3DX? Ah, you probably don't even remember that.
Yeah, you would. Well, I know what it would do. You would take the cartridge and put it into a cartridge adapter and put it into the console.
Oh, like Sonic and Knuckles. Remember that shit?
Yeah, that one I actually interacted with.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. But
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
you shoved a thing into your Nintendo system. There was a panel on the top of it.
Kids, do not shove things into your PlayStations and Xboxes. That's not how it
No,
works in this day and age.
oh my nephew. Oh god, that makes me think of my nephew. He just shoves discs into the Xbox, and it doesn't matter what it is.
Oh, oh yeah, oh yeah. So
Multiple discs.
I went through a list of
Yeah,
things that was announced, and the thing that stuck out the most, there was quite a few things. I don't think, I'm probably not going to cover all of them because
Sephiroth and Smash
some of them
Brothers.
are just not even that. It wasn't even that. The number one thing was
What?
Back for Blood, which is the
I don't know what that
successor
is.
to Left 4 Dead, the original developers.
Oh, from
Yes.
Valve, the original Valve developers.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No.
Wait, no,
Turtle Rock Studio.
oh, yeah, the independent ones that
Yeah.
originally put out Left 4 Dead. That's right.
Yes. The
And
yes.
then
Yes. 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 Yes.
Valve took it over. You're right.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to
Okay.
find it right now. Uh,
So you're
there we go.
saying
Boom. Back for Blood. The creators of Left 4 Dead, Turtle Rock. They finally announced it with a trailer. Now they have tweeted it out, I believe, or they have put it out there on social media at one point in time where, oh yeah, we're gonna do a successor for Left 4 Dead essentially, and they
mhm,
actually gave a launch date for June 2021. So I'm like, oh wow, I
right.
can't wait because to this day, The Last of Us Part Two, or I mean, Left 4 Dead 2, is still played quite a bit by people offline and online on Steam with mods like Thomas the Tank Engine I seen up in there as the tank. That's already
Mhm.
scary. Teletubbies was pretty scary. Like it just the mods can make that game really really fun. But I think that was the thing that stuck out the most was Back for Blood was finally officially announced with a trailer, and trailers are just trailers. They don't. There was no gameplay in this. It was just the trailer, which is fine. I trust Turtle Rock to actually do something great with this game, and it's really gonna. I really hope it hits the feels of Left 4 Dead
Mhm.
1 and
I have,
sure 2,
I have yeah.
but yeah.
I have a question.
Hold on.
Mhm.
I'm trying to uh
Sorry.
before it slips away.
Go ahead.
What they what even if it feels like just the same thing, just reskinned, I would be fine. I just kind of want it updated, new areas, new maps. The concept doesn't have to really change because I loved it that much and it's been gone for long. It's like the McRib. I'm ready for it to come back. It could be the same McRib. I don't care. It's the same McRib every year. You get the slab of meat, you get the bun, you get the sauce, you go home and eat it. It's gone for 9 months out of the year. Comes back for a month, 2, 3, whatever it is, and you enjoy it. And now I'm ready for Left 4
Mhm.
Dead 2 could have just or Left 4 Dead could have been picked up, remade, remastered, new levels, maybe one new mechanic or some new monsters. I would have been fine with that. That's all Left 4 Dead needs. When I think Left 4 Dead, it's new maps, um, new enemies. Could care less about new characters. Uh,
Hmm.
and items like the items that you would collect during the levels, the bile,
Mhm.
the bile and medkits and
Mhm.
adrenaline. All that stuff was
Right.
good. So your question was what?
My question is, what has Turtle Rock done since? Were they the ones behind that other zombie game?
Other zombie game?
Remember that one we played?
You are being very vague right there.
Okay, it's not the Walking Dead one, the other one where or you're on an island with the resorts and shit. Remember that one?
Oh, no, that's not
That
them.
wasn't. That's
No,
not
that's
Turtle Rock.
Dead Island. No, that's not Dead Island. That's Deep Silver, I believe. Dead
Oh yeah,
Island
you're right. You're right. That is Deep Silver.
and Dead Island.
You're right.
I think Dead Island 3? No, 2. Bro, they announced Dead Island 2 at E3 2014, and it's just been MIA since then. I have no news on Dead Island 2.
Mm.
Release date to be announced. Deep Silver, yeah. It was supposed to come out on the PS4, Xbox One, but now we're going into the PS5, Xbox Series X. And
Yeah.
Dead Island is
Dead in the water.
yeah, I wonder if they scrapped it or that's going to be next time. So that's going to be your project since you brought it up for our next podcast. For yeah,
I need to look into
I want you to know,
Deep Silver.
did developers get kicked or canceled or anything like that? I'm curious because a lot of you brought it up. We enjoyed that. I enjoyed Dead Island. I think you
Oh,
enjoyed it. And if it
that,
comes out,
that,
and
that company had a lot of dealings with THQ when THQ went under, and they took over a lot of their filling properties.
hmm,
So it could be a cash flow issue.
I mean, it could be. And then
And,
Microsoft, it was going to come out for Microsoft Windows, so that boom, we have a platform we would play it on.
all right, I can look into it.
But yeah, developers Deep Silver, Dam Buster Studios, Jaeger, and Sumo Digital. The publisher Deep Silver, and yeah, the publishers being Deep Silver. Okay, so yeah, you definitely need to look into that because that's interesting. There was another zombie game that I thought you were bringing up, and now I forget what it is. But yeah,
We
Turtle
played
Rock.
The Walking Dead a lot. I remember that. Well, we played it for like a week. That was the only other one I was thinking of. Remember
Yeah, and
that?
that was kind of that was okay at best. So what did Turtle Rock do? Left 4 Dead
Yeah.
2, they did evolve actually. I thought that was I thought Valve actually did evolve. They did evolve, and Evolve kind of flopped. And I was a little surprised. I think, and I only think it flopped because I think it was just balancing issues at the time. I think the game came out and it was I think it was right place, right time for the 4v1 genre, right? The arena style
Right.
4v1 genre. I think it did it well because Left 4 Dead came out right around the same time, maybe a little bit after. Oh, wait, what did I say? Left 4 Dead?
Yeah.
I meant to say Dead by Daylight, which is
Right.
another 4v1. So,
Right.
and Evolve was being backed by, again, the developers of Left 4 Dead. So, and that's it. They did evolve between then. I think Back 4 Blood would be just fine in their hands. So
I think Evolve. A lot of game commentators were talking shit about uh, the premium stuff, the pre-orders, and like the season pass kind of stuff. There was a lot of negative press going against that game out the gate
well, when
about all the stuff coming out with it.
right, that's why when it comes down to the game, I try not to step on any toes. I will take
Right.
a consumer side, and I will listen to the consumer because
Mhm.
they're just like me. They're not doing this for a job. They're not out there reviewing games for a job. Super critic, pro critic, professional critic. There we go. That was the word. The professional critic. They're just work, get off. Oh, go to school, come home, and I play the game,
Mhm.
and I had fun, and I enjoyed it. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. That's what I'm looking forward to. So even with all that, I don't even remember all of that. I just remember there was one
Yeah.
monster in the game that was just overpowered, and I was just like, oh, pretty
No,
powerful. So
I remember a lot of press about it. Jim Sterling was talking about it a lot at the time.
yeah. Well, I want to say battle passes were pretty. If it was there, it was pretty early in the lifespan. I feel like battle passes. I don't think they were really big until the battle royale games, to be honest. And I think Turtle Rocks, if
No,
or if Evolve did that, I think that was maybe not for them to do. Are you saying there
Just
was pay to win aspects too?
no, not pay to win, just buy bonuses at launch where they would have like full layouts of things you could buy for um how much was that fucking I think it was like $100 you could spend on Evolve at the start and get a whole bunch of stuff. But it was all basically not a lot, but they were pushing it. Like
Like in game cosmetics?
yeah, it's
And that's in
it was
every and then that happens all the time. Like that happens to this day. It's not a big deal.
right, but the commentators were
And that's why
slagging the hell out of it.
oh, and that's
I
why
mean,
you take it with a grain of salt. Not
yeah,
everyone's gonna like everything. So there was a game reviewer that said they didn't do a lot in Cyberpunk. It was like, oh, there was side quests to help the cops, and I didn't want to do that. And there
right.
was, so and there was a lot of things they just skipped out. Oh, I didn't really mess with weapon mods,
Mm,
because I didn't feel the need to, and I didn't do this and that, But they came out with the review for the game. I'm just like, uh, I guess if that was me, I would, and I read that review or listened to it all the way through. I probably would be like, well,
it's
they didn't go into all of the small things and
it's
side
not
things.
a review, it's a critique then. That's all it is. It's not a
Well, no,
review.
hold on. It doesn't. That's not the point. That's not the point
I
I'm
know
making. The point I'm
he's not
making
doing
is
his
the
job.
point I'm making is the point I am making
Yeah.
is everyone is going to like something and dislike something. So when you go
Right.
to someone that has a game review or a critique or anything like that about anything a game does or a developer does or an author does,
Mm-hmm.
um, the movie director does, your political candidate does. Some people are
Mm-hmm.
gonna like it, some people are gonna hate it, and some people are just not gonna care. So you just gotta when bad press is thrown your way, if you're the person that's out there just listening to just this is what I'm told, and this is where I go. If you only go to IGN for your news, you may just have the guy that hates RPGs and he's reviewing every RPG until he leaves, IGN, and he's gonna
Mm.
give them all mediocre reviews. And like, I guess there's no RPG to pick up because it's been 20 years, and Tim says, who just made up the name Tim. Tim says
Mm.
they're all bad. So you never pick up an RPG because you're listening to Tim, who's just like, whatever, you know.
Mm.
So that's the point. It's just when you take someone's review, if Tez says, "Hey, Ken, this sushi is good," I'm gonna be like, "Okay, I'm not a big fan of fish. I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt. Maybe I will try it, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, Tez, I'm on this. Because
Mm.
I got that pumpkin pie one time, that sea urchin. I knew it wasn't gonna taste like pumpkin pie. I was like, oh, that looks like pumpkin pie. All right, and the sea urchin, but the texture was just way off for me. I just did not like it. So anyway, back into the game. So that was So Back for Blood was the one that really just jumped out of me out of this whole list. And yes, you did bring up Sephiroth is coming to Smash, which means I will be actually getting on it because I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, and I'm curious how they're gonna do Sephiroth. I mean, he's gonna have a long sword, so are they just gonna make his sword super mini, or is he gonna have like range? And I feel like he's gonna be balanced. Smash stays relatively balanced, so I don't think he's gonna have like any kind of regular range that's people aren't going to be able to handle with. But at the same time, I would love for him to be busted for a little bit just so I can
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it. Are there any other titles or anything else that was revealed that you kind of just were interested in?
They're re-releasing El Shaddai for PC. I don't know if you know what El Shaddai is.
I have no. Sounds familiar.
El Shaddai is a crazy platformer that came out on PS3 and 360 in 2011.
Okay, it sounds more familiar now. I
It
came across it, and that's probably about it.
I own this game. It's somewhere. I barely made it through it. It's insane. It's one of those wonky what would you say it wasn't indie, but it was like kind of low budget titles in that era the kind of games they don't make anymore, the weird wonky ones. If you played the original Nier, kind of like that era kind of stuff. Not Nier Automata, the original Nier. That kind of shit. Where it's just weird stuff coming out of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And awesome. We need more games like this being released to the consoles. Not just being shoved on digital platforms and on Steam that people can ignore. I don't like that there's basically no middle ground in gaming anymore. It's all indie or it's huge budgets, massive games. There needs to be an in between where innovation can really happen and people will see innovation happening. I'll stop rambling if you
Yeah.
want to pick it up.
Yeah. I was looking for Elden Ring because I seen a post about it, but I guess they didn't reveal anything in the Game Awards. So I went to go look while you were talking about that. I went to go look and double check to see if anything on the Elden Ring was
I saw
revealed.
some post about it or somewhere. Hold on, let me
As
look again.
far as I know, Elden Ring, people were anticipating another trailer with the Game Awards, but it didn't
Oh, yeah, that's maybe
happen.
the way I saw. Yeah.
So there's I was like, well, if this list didn't have it, this is a big one that I wanted to keep my eyes out for. Other than that, Elder Scrolls Online's getting Gates of Oblivion is announced. I know a lot of people enjoyed Oblivion. There's a lot, I feel like just as many, if not more, probably say, oh, you ask, you turn to, any three fans of Elder Scrolls, you probably get Morrowind was my favorite, Oblivion was my favorite, Skyrim was my favorite, or you go even farther back, the games that I
Right.
didn't even know existed before Morrowind.
Daggerfall.
Yeah,
Arena.
Daggerfall. Yeah, Daggerfall Arena, right? So Gates of Oblivion was announced for Elder Scrolls Online. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to, boot that game back up and play it, which I did enjoy it. It's just I don't have the time to put into an MMO right now. I'm enjoying a lot of other games currently, and there's so many games out there. I really pick and choose the games that I play and the games that I invest in now. Prime example, there's a Nier Automata like update coming out for Replicant. Gameplay was revealed and it's supposed to come out April 23rd next year. To me it looks like a hack and slash, and I'm very picky about my hack and slashes now. Like I'm playing Genshin.
I would agree.
Nier probably plays better than Genshin, but Genshin, I just like gacha games, and Genshin's the first gacha game where I actually feel like I'm really, really playing the game.
I agree.
On a side note, My Hero Academia launched in China for mobile. That might be something you might want to, play as well or pick up for your phone. But I know you're playing Genshin as well, so don't drop that. That's probably going to be better than My Hero.
I got a couple things right now.
Oh,
you can get Doom Eternal on your Switch.
Really? I haven't played a Doom game in a long time.
And you can get Double Dragon Neon.
Ooh.
On your Switch.
Okay, is it on sale or just announced and now released?
Double Dragon is December 21st.
Okay.
Which, yep. I've played Double Dragon Neon. It's.
Is that like a new one, or is that an old port?
Didn't me and you play it, or me and Fuzzy? No, me and Fuzzy played it.
Okay, so it's not an old port. It's actually.
No, it's a new game.
Cool. Kind of like Streets of Rage. What, Streets of Rage 4?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so okay. Gotcha.
Same kind of deal.
So I remember, was it Scalebound? When Microsoft announced Scalebound as Xbox One's one of their Xbox exclusive titles, and then they canceled it like so many other Xbox exclusive titles got the axe. Century Age of Ashes is revealed. Tez.
Yeah.
Star Wars Rogue Squadron, the game, the one that's out.
Are you? Yeah, you're talking about the new one.
Yeah, the space one. Where it's all
Yeah.
space battles, right? Or air battles, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's Rick kind of shit. That ain't
Okay.
me.
Replace that with dragons and and
Um,
and uh
then you're playing
and
Panzer
kingdoms.
Dragoon.
Yeah, so it's literally they revealed a gameplay where you ride dragons and engage in PvP combat. And I'm like, dragons, one of my favorite mythological creatures.
Uh-huh. Panzer Dragoon. Sega Saturn.
So I'm excited for that. Yeah, you're gonna be riding dragons. It looks pretty cool. February
It's gonna be
2021.
fun.
It looks, it doesn't look like it would be something I would play long term. So, but I would love to, get my hands on it. A Microsoft title, I forget what all it's gonna be released on. Let's go over here and sign up for beta on Steam now.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, so it's got Unreal Engine. Get it from
Send
Microsoft Steam,
you a link.
Epic Game Store. Gonna send me a link.
Yeah, it's the news post with the Doom Eternal, but there's a lot of other games in there too that are coming on Switch.
Oh, they're coming on the Switch. Well, I'm gonna do a quick search. Digimon.
If it's not Digimon, I don't care.
Yeah, no, Digimon didn't show up on the list, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my list of stuff again right now. So they announced that. Yeah, we talked about Perfect Dark. We talked about Back for Blood. There was a couple other games. I don't know what Hood Outlaws and Legends is. I pulled it up. Let's see. Focus Home Interactive and okay. Is this?
Tell me what it is.
Let's see. PvP. It's kind of like making me feel. It's giving me For Honor feels right here. Late early May 7th. Okay. A new trailer revealed a medieval multiplayer game. Hood Outlaws and Legends is okay. Kind of just seems like For Honor, but new. So.
Well, if they do something better, then good for them.
I don't think it's by the same people.
No.
It just, For Honor 2 could have happened.
Well,
I mean, they did.
It wasn't going to happen.
Well, I think For Honor got picked up by esports, so I mean, it doesn't have to change. I mean, just look at. I know they did huge tournaments for it, but let's see, For Honor.
Who was paying for that?
Tournaments. I mean, well, they had a character that came out. Let's see. Season 2 tournament. I forget who hosted it. It might have been. I think it was Ubisoft themselves that hosted the tournament. Maybe they weren't picked up by esports, but Ubisoft themselves. And they had a character in the game that was pretty cheesy to play, and the dude that won, of course, played this character and exploited the cheese. And yeah, he walked away with the money and just said, "Oh well, it's in the game." And there, people the memes were like, "There's no honor with this one. There's no honor." I'm like, bro, the developers allowed this to go into like they allowed this. If there's a this is why I know when Overwatch comes out with updates, they usually decide before or after. You're either gonna play pre-patch or post-patch.
Right.
It's not always just post. It's pre or post, and sometimes it's. I feel like a lot of times it's pre-patch. Because everyone's been practicing for it, pre-patch.
They run test servers constantly on their stuff.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. They got another. Let's see. Scavengers looks interesting. Free-to-play action shooter. Scavengers open up. I have no idea what else it's about. I just see a lot of action in this trailer and not a lot of info. Third-person shooter. Not my favorite style of shooter.
Oh, God, I gotta wait. Fucking fall for Halo.
Aren't you a fan of Forza?
Yes.
Forza and Cyberpunk are doing a crossover. Forza 4.
Yeah, you get a car.
Yeah, you do.
For Horizon 4. I have Horizon 4, so I can download that car.
Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide is coming out. I know you like your Warhammer games. Yeah.
Nobody to play with, huh?
I mean, I might play it. I don't see any multiplayer right here. I just an upcoming 4-player co-op game. Okay.
I gotta wait a year.
Is that gonna be this
Halo? Tom. Shit, edit. Halo, another year.
There's nobody cares about Halo. The Halo's drop directors as much as Xbox's cut their exclusives on Xbox One. Like, come on.
I read that book when I was a junior in high school, and I've been down with Halo ever since.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big franchise. It's
I
good.
love the story. I love the story. Even if nobody else cares, I care. It's good sci-fi.
Dragon Age 4 got a trailer. They didn't show off much of anything, and Solus is the main character, or Solus is in there. I feel like
I
he's
see.
always gonna be there. I'm not a big fan of
Yeah,
him.
I see this weird. Um, it looks like Genshin
Henshin.
cutscene art. Like these.
Oh. Oh, you think so?
Yeah, you know where they do that weird cutscene art where it looks like a picture book.
Mm-hmm. Which I
A little
like.
bit like that. Yeah, but I guess it's all wall paintings. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
um Dragon Age. Here's the problem with Dragon Age.
Man has a
It
problem with Dragon Age.
it went the same way Mass Effect did. It went to action oriented instead of an actual RPG. They stopped caring about it being an actual role playing game, and it was just um straight up action.
Okay,
What?
and you're saying from 1 to 2?
No, a little bit in two. Well, I guess two was a uh, two was a huge shift from one.
That's what I felt. I felt like 3 kind of went back to how 1 should have proceeded.
Yeah, I guess you're right, and I'm doing the equivalence to Mass Effect wrong.
You also got to think about this. They gave you the option to do the turn based. Now I don't remember exactly how 1 played. Was it strictly like the turn based? You moved your
It was
characters and did stuff.
it was, no, but it was a bit more like Baldur's Gate or something like that. It wasn't like two was where you had complete control. Well, more or less control over characters
Right.
during
So I
actions.
mean they just evolved their combat, and I don't think that was a bad thing. I think that was a good thing. And I think that's why Dragon Age 3 Inquisition was very well received by a lot of people.
I may have never played Inquisition. Maybe I was thrown off by two like that.
I wasn't a big fan of 2. I felt like it just because we didn't go anywhere. We just kind of stayed in the city, and I just didn't like that. The story could be as cool as it wants to be. I
All
didn't want to
right.
sit in one spot the whole time and just walk back and forth between one side of the city or the other, and maybe a basement, and maybe a cave, and maybe a
Mm-hmm.
boat. That's all that's literally all I remember from a boat and a coast. That's it. I don't remember anything else about
So
outside the city.
when is this coming out? Do they have a date
Um,
for it?
no, they just hey, here's more
Announcement.
news. Yeah, it was a very lackluster trailer. There's no hype for me there. Arc 2 was announced. I'm shocked Arc 2 is getting it, and Vin Diesel's in there.
Yeah, I saw those. Well, Vin Diesel has been in games before. You remember? Escape from Butcher Bay.
Nope.
You never played that.
Nope.
The one of the first person melee games.
Nope.
It was him
Does
playing that character from what is it, Pitch Black.
yeah, no.
You
Does
never play
does
that
no.
game.
Does John Woo count as a first person melee game? Because you could get it in people's faces.
John Woo. John Woo is a director. Who are you talking
Bro,
about?
yeah, John Woo the game. Or am I getting the name wrong?
Maybe.
Yeah,
John
no,
Woo's a
John Woo
director.
video game. Yeah,
Is it
back
called?
on the PlayStation 3.
It's called John Woo.
Oh, Stranglehold. John Woo presents Stranglehold. There we go.
Fuck.
I only remembered it by John Woo. What can I say, man? That's all that mattered. John Woo was in there, and you run around with guns and sliding around, and yeah, you can get into some melee fights too. That's all that mattered. That's all that mattered.
Yeah, there's another one too. I don't know. Yeah, you probably don't know even the one I'm thinking of either.
Probably not. No,
It's different.
yeah. Other than the other movies that came after, uh, Pitch Black or Pitch Dark or whatever Vin Diesel was in, or the Riddick Chronicle. If you had said Chronicles of Riddick video game, yeah, I know he's in there because he's in there. I've never played any game where Vin Diesel was anywhere in
They
the
were
game.
they were good,
Now,
but it was on original Xbox, and I doubt you had one.
no, I did not. I went
Hey,
PlayStation
yeah,
and then
and
PlayStation
then
2.
it was on PC after that.
Yeah, I didn't get a PC. I didn't get my own PC till 2010, like my personal
Mhm.
own PC. So yeah, Arc 2 was announced. I was actually surprised. I don't know if I'll ever dive back into it. I dived into it on uh the first one, and that was all right. Other than that, nothing else. Oh, there was one other game.
Right.
Crimson Desert first gameplay, just an open world action adventure, and I'm all about open world. I have no idea what the premise was. I kind of looked at
Crimson
the trailer. Um, uh, what's the word? Oh, we're gonna notable. What's the notable? I,
What?
I can't think of notable.
What are you trying to convey here?
There's a word that follows notable
No.
mentioned. Honorable mentions. Evil Dead the
Okay.
game was announced. Ghosts
Yeah, I
and
saw
Goblins Resurrection.
that.
And I don't know what Returnal is. I'll have to check that out. Super Meat Boy. And I think that was it as far as anything that I'm really interested in.
Mm,
So yeah, I think that's gonna. Oh, and the Mass Effect gets a teaser. I don't care about Mass Effect remake, to be honest. So
they're putting the Blood Gulch from Halo in Fortnite.
oh yeah, they're putting Master Chief in there too. I seen a picture of that. I was just like, what in the world? And then
That
I guess
could be fun.
Bandai Namco's next anime action RPG, Scarlet Nexus. I might check
I
that
don't
out.
know. I don't know what that is.
I don't keep up with them anymore. I just if Digimon isn't tied to the word Bandai right now, I don't care about its news. I don't care about anything Bandai like until Digimon comes out. So anyway,
No Warriors games. Another year for me.
anyway,
Fuck off, Japan.
that
I want to play a Warriors game. Make it for me, please.
that's gonna be it for the podcast, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Um, thank you so much for listening. Once again, if you're listening on
Mhm.
SoundCloud, you can catch me over on YouTube, Kenkukun Games. If you're listening on Spotify, same thing there. If you're on YouTube, you can have all of my links to my Twitch, Twitter, anything over there. Leave some comments, leave a like, share it. If you enjoyed this, I appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Have a good night, evening, morning, whatever it may be. We'll see you when I see you. This was once again Kenkukun and Destroyen for the podcast where we
Mhm.
covered anime and the game awards. And we will catch you all next time. Enjoy your night.
Take care.
See you soon.